Hey everybody, doing a review on the WEN, I guess it's called, drywall sander, variable speed switch, on off switch. Um, so far it's been great. I've used it for my daughter's room. It's everything I hoped for. It wasn't, there's definitely a lot of expensive ones out there. Um, I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I don't do, this isn't what I do for a living. It's just for, doing a few patching around my house and saving myself some time. I've got a lot of wall imperfections. This house I bought, a lot of holes to fill. I didn't want to hand sand them all. I didn't want to take that much time, so I decided to buy this to speed it up, and that's what it's doing. It's actually fantastic for that. So this does adjust. You can see right here it says max. You unscrew this here. This will slide down. It doesn't adjust, a whole hell of a lot, but it'll help you get to high ceilings. I'm 5'8", and this thing's standing about 5'8", 5'7". I don't know. I think I'm shrinking as I get older. But yeah, it actually works really well. I think the trick to using one of these is to not apply a lot of wall pressure when you're sanding. You turn it on and you're sanding. You want to make sure that you're not forceful on the wall. A couple imperfections that I'm sanding. You don't want to tear up the bearings inside that motor. You want to kind of just like light pressure, keep it even, and go across the wall and sand what you got to sand. The unit's not very heavy, but obviously as you hold it in your hands and you're sanding above your head, your hands get tired and your arms, whatever. So it does start to feel heavy after a while. I just take a break, whatever. It's got this hose on it. You can buy, I believe they call it a thumper vac. Pretty much what it does is pretty much like it sounds. It kind of thumps inside the vacuum, I guess is my understanding, and it shakes all the dust out of the filter. I did not buy that with this unit. I simply taped a hose. I've got a shop vac, and this hose here is a little bit smaller. It doesn't adapt to the shop vac, so I taped it up, and it works perfect the way it is. For the little bit of sanding that I do, I'm not doing full-on fresh wall install, sanding, seams and heavy sanding. I'm just sanding wall imperfections. So my vacuum here, my normal shop vac, is keeping all the dust out of the room. I don't have any dust. It's working perfect. The thumper vac is definitely a good idea. I'm sure it works a lot better. I know the filter's going to plug up eventually in my shop vac from all the dust. But that's okay. I'll just take it out. And if the bag's full, I'll take the bag out, shake the filter out. Whatever it may be, just to avoid the extra cost of the thumper vac. You can rent one. I actually went and rented one from Home Depot, a drywall sander, just to see if I liked it. And it was going to do what I wanted it to do. It wasn't this model. It was actually the more expensive model. But it gave me a rough idea, so I suggest anybody to go and do that. It was reasonable for a day, like 50, 60 bucks or something. The pads, the discs to buy are reasonable. I'll show you one right here. I think this is like a 9 or 10 inch. I'm not 100% sure. These aren't around in every store, like Ace Hardware where I'm at, Abishan Hardware. The only place I can find these is Home Depot. They sell these in their rental department. But the unit, when I bought it, comes with a variety of sandpaper, so that's lasting me a little while. I'm not too worried about finding the sandpaper. Other than that, this is a great unit. Anybody thinking about buying it? So far, I've had great luck with it. Don't hesitate to buy it. It's saving me a ton of time. Like I said, I don't get crazy pushing it against the wall. I just lightly do what I got to do. Sand down my patchwork here. I've got some areas, might be hard to see. There goes my sander. Might be hard to see right there. Some ding dong that painted the walls before decided to have a case of the runs. So I want to sand all those out, and I don't want to have to do it by hand. So I simply bought this unit here. And so far, it's fantastic. you get it and it's in pieces. You have to, you know, snap it together. It's pretty straightforward. It's not hard at all. That's pretty much it. This guy here, you just unscrew it, and then this will adjust. Bam, just like that. Whoops. God, it's hard to show when you're trying to run the phone. Yeah, just something like that. Then you tighten this up. It doesn't go anywhere. It is a little bit noisy when you're running it, but that's to be expected. Well, I should say the most noise is coming from my shop vac. That's pretty noisy, but this thing here, I can turn it on and show. That's it. That's how loud that baby is. It's not that bad. On the bottom of this thing here too, I'll show you that. It's got these like little brushes to help keep the dust in. It's got holes in the sandpaper. The sandpaper is that Velcro lock, not the adhesive, so that's a lot nicer. I don't know if anybody's used any DA sanders that had the old adhesive pads and they always flung off and your pad got too dirty. And this is not that way. The pads don't come off. Works great. Anybody thinking about buying it, definitely do it. Saves a lot of time. See y'all later.